Hey, welcome back guys, it's Matt Larson 10 coming at you guys with some breaking news. It has been confirmed that there has been election fraud in the state of North Dakota.
Well, for months I've been trying to explain to you how this system works, and now that we have a state, North Dakota, that has finished selecting its delegates and is ready to send them on to the national convention, the system should be much more clear. Unfortunately, how those delegates in North Dakota were selected was anything but fair. Let's begin with how the North Dakota vote played out.
Now, as we all know, guys, North Dakota held their straw poll on Super Tuesday. The results came out to be Rick Santorum won 40%, Ron Paul came in second with 30%, Mitt Romney came in third with 26%. 1,700 people later came last weekend to come and vote on whom would go down to Tampa as delegates. There are 101 people that would be voted on. Only 25 of the 101 would become delegates after the voting. But when the voting was supposed to take place, the election officials from the GOP handed out this ballot.
It's already pre-printed with all the names, and you can be quick about it and just check this little box up here.
Now you're probably asking yourself, why these names? These 25 names were pre-selected by GOP officials. Now what Ben goes on to say is that the people applying to become delegates believed their answers they put on the application form had an effect on how they were placed on the delegate vote form. There was something else about this slate that was introduced by the GOP officials.
In the application to be a national delegate, they had like 4 questions on there. It was basically, how much money have you donated to the party? How many years have you been with the party?
And that may explain why, out of 25 delegate positions, the list passed around by the GOP leadership included 7 state legislators, North Dakota's First Lady, the state's Attorney General, a U.S. Senator from North Dakota, and a U.S. Congressman.
Now, the ballot that was handed out by the GOP had 25 names on it. 60% of them were Mitt Romney supporters. Not until the caucus chairman Stan Stein stepped up and called out the GOP officials were the rest of the names shown on a screen. At that point, the GOP was accused of railroading the caucus.
Many people have identified themselves as Mitt Romney supporters publicly, and they've endorsed him publicly. They're on his list, and they have the majority. They have almost 60% of the delegates of the 25 presented are Mitt Romney. Now, you're going to caucus, but they're not bound, and I appreciate the party changed the rules.
Since you were chairman, they changed the rules
to make them unbound. The fact that they're unbound, why would we restrict the democratic process of allowing all the delegates to vote for all of the candidates in a paper ballot? Stan, this is a railroad job, and you can make it about Ron Paul, and it's not.
At the end of the meeting, a 20-year-old lady stood up and asked this.
I try to be respectful, but I just want someone to help me understand why I'm here as a delegate, because I was under the misconception, I guess, that by coming here I would be allowed to look at a ballot that's arranged by no preference as to who has the most experience or clout in the Republican Party, but not having to do with anything but the fact that they are equal because they are a delegate at the state convention, and that we can go through it alphabetized, not segregated by a selective group of individuals that was decided on yesterday. I mean, I didn't get the opportunity to weigh in on that, but I
you weren't on the committee now.
Right, I understand that, and I guess I just disagree with that process.
So here's what you need to know. You weren't on the committee, ma'am. That could be the slogan for this entire primary season for Republicans. What has become so clear as we monitor these events from state to state is that in this primary, voters are given the appearance of having a voice and a hand in the process when clearly they do not. At the end of the day, Mitt Romney takes North Dakota. But based on how that situation played out, it would be nearly impossible to say that he won. He finished third in the straw poll. But here's how the delegates have come out. 16 delegates for Mitt Romney. They will go to Tampa. 7 delegates for Rick Santorum and 2 delegates for Ron Paul. Not because the voice of the people was heard, but because the GOP leadership in North Dakota gamed the system. And that is Reality Check.
Now, you guys, I left that last part in with Ben Swan because I don't think anyone could have said it any better. They really taped our hands behind our back and taped our mouths shut on this one. The GOP had their list, and they knew they wanted these people to be elected. Now, is this a fair process? No, not at all. They really didn't let the voting go on. They didn't even listen to the people that voted. That's why we need to do something about this, guys. We need to get this out to the news. I know that Ben Swan is out on the news in the Ohio area, but Ohio's too small. We need this to go global and national. We need the whole United States population to have seen this somehow. That's why you guys need to share this video, thumbs up, get this video out to everyone that you know, friends, family, relatives, all these guys out there. We can't stop now, and we got to keep fighting for the good doctors. So, as always, guys, it's Matt Larson 10. Go Ron Paul. Peace.